Terry Dwayne Ashford here, coming in at 11:01 p.m. Tonight is Tuesday night, and the date is March 23rd, and we are reporting an article that's linked within the narrative of this broadcast. Click on it within the narrative of this live broadcast. We are live right now. Also live is the photograph on the cover of this particular broadcast that shows the actual Indacarseat DatGuY Terry DWAYNE Ashford, the person, as a older white Mercedes is circling us right now, as a Washington DC Metropolitan Police officer followed us, circled us, and signaled to us in a Washington DC cop car on Longfellow Street, as a heavy-set Hispanic male starts screaming Spanish epics or epitiques at us as we were trying to leave that very uncomfortable situation, and as a younger black female, skinny black female, attempted to walk out directly out in the middle of the street of a moving vehicle. You're hearing the voice of Terry Dwayne Ashford on the night of Tuesday night. It is what it is. And the date is March 23rd, 2021. We are reporting these incidents, as we also have provided you with a full range of reports for the day at our tweet station. We want you to click the link within the narrative of this particular broadcast, and there you will have it. All for you, showing you the aggression that is akin only to monkeys, apes, animals of a zoo. Showing you aggression that thought it could be hidden, and aggression that thought it could be swapped, we allege, based on race, by Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police. We've sniped that for you. For Street Now News, you're listening to News Radio by SN News, and it's Jack Terry Dwayne Ashford, who is also the Indacarseat DatGuY. All for you. Hey, y'all, it was offensive. It is offensive that the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police officers thought that they could swap which one, you or them, being the aggressors based on your race. They actually thought they could do that. And for most people, they could, because of the badge. For most people, even people, minority people, who may have fear in the badge, even minority people respects the badge and try to follow the law. And this is a ridiculous, total ridiculous ordeal reported to you, about you, and for you by Street Now News. Terry Dwayne Ashford, your journalist and chief broadcaster for News Radio by SN News. Hey y'all, they actually thought that they could frame their own aggression that's been inflicted upon victims. The cops thought that they could frame that aggression on the victims that they were targeting. That is some sick ordeal, isn't it? That is really sickening. The Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police officers appears to have been the aggressors in practically all of the situations. We're going to walk down through the tweet station reports for today And what you will notice, and I want you to also keep in mind as you are rocking down through that tweet station for today, is what you're seeing in that happened to Terry Dwayne Ashford StreetNOW News of the following Washington, D.C. cops using the society was just in one day. It's just one day. That is just in one itty bitty day. One day. We find it very alarming, and we find it very alarming because any normal law-abiding citizen would have been overtaken by the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Cops, they're innocent or not. And that doesn't make any sense. I have a Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police officer at 10 p.m. tonight rolled up on me at 10 p.m. tonight on Longfellow Street and 16th Street in the middle of the night with his lights turned off, signaling to me in the dark in a goddamn Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police car. That's some sick shit. That is some sick shit whether you like it or not. It's some sick, sick shit! And that is before we take you to the tweet station incidents that occurred throughout the day. They're desperate. They're desperate to get a sabotage. They're desperate to show their aggression as that of the victim. And the victims, in this particular case, is Terry Dwayne Ashford, the StreetNOW News chick. Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police officers are trying to sabotage him out of jobs. You're sick. You are fucking sick. You are desperately sick from every angle. What we're going to do right now is we're going to go down the list here of things that happened today, and we do want you to stay in tune and keep in mind that these incidents happen only in one day. This is one day, but this has been happening on and on, back to back to back to back. For how long? This is your Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police officers, we allege. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to even look at one of them. Well, we're going to start with tweet number 21. Tweet station number 21. We compiled a number of articles here to show you what we're talking about that occurred throughout the day in this tweet station number 21. We want you to take a look at them. You will see there how the aggressors are the ones who are making the claims. The aggressors are the ones who are lying behind the scene. You will see that the aggressors are them. The aggressors are the ones who are making the calls, lying, saying, we have an aggressor. Well, you are the aggressor for making the call. That is what we are showing you here. The aggressors are trying to sabotage Indacarseat DatGuY Terry Dwayne Ashford's jobs. And then it turns around and tells you, the world, we like him. Well, what in the fuck you liking somebody who don't like you for? Who are you? You're a sick case. That's tweet number 21. It compiles a list of 3 of them there. We also show you in tweet number 19, certain words were used we won't talk about the words, but that details the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police officer showing up on Longfellow Street here in Washington, D.C. That is exactly what that details for you. Is the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police that arrived on Longfellow Street was documented, and that shows up for you in tweet number 19. In tweet number 17, we showed an ultimatum. The ultimatum is, we're not going out like that. We won't talk about that. The writer is Terry Dwayne Ashford in that car, and he refuses to sleep as those things walk around him. Tweet number 15 talks about an incident that happened as the Indacarseat DatGuY Terry DWAYNE Ashford was simply parked at the KFC parking lot right there at Eastern Avenue. We had one to come there. These things are following you with their aggression, with the intention to frame that the cop can frame their aggression upon you, upon the victims. They're following the person. They're following the person everywhere the person goes with the intention of getting the person to slap him. And then as soon as the person slaps him, the cop is supposed to turn around and say, now let's get him. That's how they got O.J. Simpson. Well, we're going to slap you anyway, but we're going to make sure we have a reason why we're going to slap you. You're going to back your shit off is what you're going to do. You're going to find yourself dead. Find yourself hurt. Let me pull back on that particular statement. We didn't mean to say that you're going to find yourself dead. We meant to say that we will. We have no regrets in defending ourselves. Period. This is live, by the way, L-I-V-E live. We have to be careful in terms of how we reflect something because we can't always go back and correct it. We went back and corrected that immediately. We will defend ourselves. You can take that however you want it. Well, that's tweet number 15. We have also other tweets there at the hotel, Motel 6. Look, you're in your own little room there. You ain't doing nothing to nobody. And this mob, Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police, or somebody, they're reflecting, as we allege, reflecting the cops. They put somebody in a room in order to frame room number 303 as your room. So therefore, they put crimes in room 303 that is identical to the room that you're in, 305, with the intention of editing the video of the rooms. You're a sick. I mean, totally a sick case of hell. That particular person was a Caucasian female who we allege was carrying out drug activities in room 303 and even approached the orange-haired Hispanic housekeeper in the hallway as the housekeeper stood in front of my room. The housekeeper stood in front of room 305, and the person from room 303 walked up, appeared to have gotten aggressive with the housekeeper to sabotage the person in room 305. The conspiracy was that the housekeeper and the Caucasian druggie was supposed to agree and make a false statement about the person in room 305. That is some sick shit. I don't care who tells you anything. You need to stay away from the wrong people. You need to stay away from the wrong people. For Street Now News, click the link within the narrative. The tweet station is right there. You get it all for yourself. I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford. Stay away from the wrong people.